This episode of Now This Is Lit is brought to you by Audible. Check the link in the description to get your first Star Wars audiobook free. Everyone loves free things. Click that link. Do it. This show is also brought to you by our patrons. If you want to support the show in a different way, with just $1 a month, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. You can get a sticker. You can get access to an exclusive show that we do every month that's wild and chaotic and fun and something you can only get by becoming a member of the Patreon. There'll be so many more perks very, very soon. But for now, do you want a sticker? Do you want a sticker that has a Now This Is Lit logo? Because it's fantastic and I love them. But I also want to give them away because there's just a stack of stickers on my desk. So if you want one, $1 a month. Patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You're listening to Now This Is Lit, a podcast about Star Wars books, the people who make them, and the readers who just can't get enough of them. I'm your host, Meg Dowell. I use she, her pronouns. It's that time of year again. One of my favorite times of the year. It's time, of course, to present the best Star Wars books of 2025. Novels, comics, manga, art. Star Wars publishing has arguably outdone itself this year. And now Davor and I are going to present to you our picks in different categories for the best, all the way up to Book of the Year. Let's see who the winners are. Well, I already know, but you don't, so you'll have to listen to find out. I have a very important question for you.
Shoot.
How is it the end of the year already?
I don't know. It's both been a fast year and a long year.
We'll probably touch on this a little bit, like, as we're talking about certain things, but, like, I actually had to, in the process of formulating my picks for the, for the awards, I had to check to make sure, like, a book I was thinking of actually came out this year, like, multiple times. I had to go to our little 2025 tab on StarWarsBooks.info to make sure that I wasn't thinking of a book that came out. And actually, I did think of a book, and I was like, wait, let me check. And it had not actually come out this year.
Yeah. It's been quite a year.
It really has. It's been quite a year in general, but also quite a year for Star Wars books.
Yeah, it's been, a really important year for Star Wars books in a couple of ways.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll probably touch on that in some way, shape, or form in the course of going through our book awards. I'm really this is one of my favorite things about the end of the year.
Yeah,
is getting to do the book awards episode.
Exactly. Oh, I love that you love it so much, and I hope you all look forward to it as much as we do, because, like, I also look forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's just a great way to just celebrate, some great writing and great stories and great authors.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to get to, like, the big like author of the year and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so fun.
And, like, what's great about this year, if you listen to our, whether you're on the Patreon and you watch the live stream or you listened to it on the main feed, is we have a couple more categories this year. Also, we finally expanded out. We're finally including comics.
Yep.
Because we finally got our act together. We finally don't have to be like, oh, shout out to the comics people. Like, we see you, we hear you. We actually have read comics.
Yes,
pretty much all the comics that have come out in 2025. And so we actually have comics categories, comics and manga.
Yeah.
Because there's also manga that came out this year, and we want to have them represented as part of it. So it's comics and manga.
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy about that. I'm happy about that both from the standpoint of the fact that we were able to, like, we really committed to it and we kept up with it.
Yeah.
And also from the fact that we get to also acknowledge and celebrate the folks who do comics.
Yeah. As of this recording, I'm officially caught up on every single Star Wars comic that's been released this year. That's
I am
wild.
not. I haven't got those Dark Horse ones.
Oh,
that I have to do.
They're good. That's all I'll say about that for now. I love these. I love doing this. This is our second year of doing it?
I think our third year.
All right. And this year we even have our patrons, our community members participating a little bit. We'll get into some of those a little bit later because I'm not sure that we're quite ready to do that yet. I have them. I just don't have them pulled up. So should we start? How did we do this before? Did we start with like reading off all the categories, or how do we do this?
I think we just went category to category. I don't think we even announced all the categories at the top.
All right. Should we just dive
Although
right in?
I could also announce all the categories if you want.
Why don't you do that, and then we'll just dive in.
All right. I don't actually know the number of categories we have here, but I'm just going to list off all the categories. Some of them are, if you've listened to the Book Award episodes of years past, they will be familiar to you, and of course there'll be a couple new ones because of including the comics. So we've got our best here for the book category. So we've got best middle grade, best YA, best adult books. Then we've got the best audiobook, because we do have to shout out listening, particularly as someone who does all the audiobooks. You got to have that represented. We have best book cover. Then we have our 3 comic/manga categories. So we have best comic/manga series. We've got the best comic/manga issue, so literally one issue of something. Then we have the best comic/manga cover. Again, coming back to the covers. Got to celebrate the artists and all that, just like we do with the book covers. Mm-hmm. And then we have our 3 of the years. So we've got our character of the year, our author of the year, and our book of the year, the big one.
It is 11, I counted.
Okay, it's 11. Thank you. Yeah, so we have 11 categories in the Book Awards.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm so glad we were able to add a few more.
It'll be nice. I think potentially next year we might be able to bring back best new author.
Yes,
because we were able to do it the first year because we had the luck of Fat Paw Return of the Jedi, and so you literally had like dozens of new authors. Yeah. But then each year since, it's been like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
sometimes only just 1.
Shoot, and like we didn't do this year, and now I'm kind of regretting it, and I'll explain why in a sec. We didn't do anything in terms of like best short story. 1, because we didn't really read them, because a lot of them are in Insider, and 2, Insider is done pretty soon, so we might not have that, so we might not be able to do that. But like let's do like that. That can be an honorary category. I'll highlight it a little bit later at some point, or in the little like newsletter I'm going to put out with this episode, because there's been some really good short stories. I think Insider might be the only place that we've had short stories this year, because we didn't have an anthology. I think so.
Yeah, we have an anthology, so it's only Insider.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just do a whole episode on short stories at some point.
Yeah,
or maybe you and I can like highlight some of our favorites.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That would be really cool, because like you can't forget about the short stories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
potentially maybe next year we're gonna have a best new author. I know at the minimum we've got Ashley Poston.
And we established that Ashley's not done like a...
No, she is not.
Okay.
Because I ended up hopping on the problematic book after she got announced. Because I was like, is she a Fact Pop author?
Yeah.
Or no, she has no Star Wars CV that I'm aware of.
Yeah, all right. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to that for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, technically we have 12 categories if you count the
patron picks.
The patron picks, and that'll be best Star Wars moment, and we will talk about that. We'll get to that. But let's start with our first category.
Yes, our first category, just to remind you, is best middle grade book. We've gotten a couple. I don't know if this one might fall out of the rotation come next year. We're going to see.
Yeah.
It's really going to depend. We have the benefit of the Star Wars Adventures, which do technically count as middle grade.
Oh, you're right. Shoot.
But like with High Republic in particular, I'm assuming they're going to keep doing those Audible guys.
Honestly,
I hope they are.
We may also have to think about doing like middle grade / young reader, and maybe like get more into like reading, keeping up with those, because those are going to keep coming out. Like they do those quite frequently, we recently discovered.
Yeah, it's really going to be like like with High Republic on, it's going to be really, like, what does YA look like?
Right.
What does the middle grade and young reader categories look like? I think it's going to be really interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see, and we will find that out.
You forgot about the Audible.
I forgot that they were technically considered middle grade, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to still go with my pick, and I'll just go right into saying it, which is Valiant Vow by Justina Ireland. the last middle grade in the High Republic, I believe. Yes, came out earlier this year. I loved this book so much. We didn't get like a ton of middle grade this year, but the stuff that we got was really good. And this book, like, really, like, between like churro and like wrapping up a lot of the character stories, because it was, again, the last middle grade, so you had to wrap up like the characters that had been recurring in all of that. And just like the storyline itself, I thought was really good. And just like Justina, just like really going out with a bang in terms of like, finalizing her Star Wars projects for now. Also like getting to talk to her about like that story and like how much it meant to her. And like, it's just, it has a special place in my heart, especially because of Churro.
Yeah. Churro's pretty great.
Yes.
Give us Churro.
Yes.
Yeah, give us
more Churro. Churro comic.
Yeah, Churro comic. We can do him. He could literally be in the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
He's a Hutt.
Yeah.
They live hundreds of years. Jabba's 600 years old by the time of Return of the Jedi.
Man.
So.
Do it. Come on, Star Wars Publishing.
All right, so my pick for best middle grade is I did go to the Audibles because I did remember them, and I remember that they are middle grade. I
didn't forget about them. I just forgot that they technically fell into that category.
Yeah, and so I went with Haunted Starlight.
Oh, which is so good.
Yeah, so I went with this pick. I really like the duology, the Seeds of Starlight, which came out last year, and then Haunted Starlight this year. I think they're both really good. I love that we go back to Irem.
Yes.
I thought, frankly, it was kind of weird that it took until these Audible originals to actually go back there in Phase 3. I was like, we got in the story, and I'm like, oh man, like, why haven't we gone back? Because it is like literally the space station crashes on this planet.
Exactly.
And it's like, what happens?
Exactly.
And so, if you want to know what happens, check out this duology, because they literally they go back and they see sort of the reaction of ordinary people on the ground and spend time with this massive disaster that has just happened.
Yeah.
That the rest of the galaxy is kind of, for understandable reasons, sort of moved on from, because there's bigger fish to fry. But you get to see that. I just love, in particular with this one, I love the resolution to the Drengir problem. I love how that story kind of gets wrapped up. That's sort of been here in Phase 1, and then kind of most of it has happened in the comics. But then it sort of gets picked up in this little duology, and I think we get a really kind of poignant and beautiful wrap up to their story.
Yeah, I loved that so much.
Yeah, and so for all those reasons, you also get, I love me some Tep Tep. I've not talked much about it when I've been on the show. I think Tep Tep is like S tier High Republic character. I think he's incredible.
The ending to that story warmed my heart so much. Oh my God, I kind of forgot about it until you just said that. Now I got like emotional.
Yeah, if you haven't been reading middle grade High Republic, you are fucking missing out on Tep Tep, because she's incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Top tier character for sure.
So for all those reasons, I really loved Haunted Starlight, and so I picked it as my best middle grade.
Oh, it's so good. It's really, really, really good. George Mann.
George Mann is incredible.
He really is.
One of my favorite High Republic authors. I mean, I think it still goes to Tessa. I think she just carries a lot of weight for her contributions. But I think George Mann is nipping at the heels.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on to Best YA.
Yep, Best Young Adult Book.
Do you know what I'm going to pick for this one? Have you guessed?
I have a feeling, yeah.
It's Into the Light by Claudia Gray.
Also my pick.
This came to mind pretty much right away because it actually made me cry. Like, I was sitting there, I was in my chair upstairs reading this book. I had the physical copy. I was reading it before everyone else had read it. And when I'm not going to spoil it because you never know, when a certain something happened, I stopped, I put the book down, and I cried. And that does not happen to me with Star Wars or for any book really that often. And so to make me that kind of emotional, and on top of that, it's Claudia Gray. She's coming back to wrap up the story with these characters that she started in Into the Dark, which is also a special book for me for different reasons. I just loved all the storylines. I loved all the things that it wrapped up. Again, same kind of theme of like wrapping up stuff in the High Republic, but it was just so well done. And also because of this book, I got to actually talk to Claudia Gray, which is something that I'd been wanting to do for a very long time and wasn't sure I was going to get to do. And it was such an amazing interview about the book because she called in all the way from Italy. She's like, my Wi-Fi is terrible, but let's do this anyway. I finally got to tell her about Thane and Sienna being in my wedding vows because I'd always wanted to do that.
Aww.
And just it's a great book all the way through. Like every single character, every single storyline, so good. Best YA of the year for me.
Yep, mine too. I really enjoy this book. I've had some conflicting feelings about Claudia Gray's High Republic entries up to the point of Into the Light, but I really, really enjoyed Into the Light.
Like, it's hard to end a story that's been going on for this long.
Yeah.
It's a task, that a lot of authors took on for ending the High Republic, and it was just so well done. Some of the best work I think she's done, if not in a very long time, than ever, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Into the Light is really good. We get some great Wreath Silas content.
Yes.
Some great old Geode content.
Oh, God.
And yeah, I think it is, as you talked about, like the beautiful thing about that final wave of Phase 3 is getting the original 3 authors who kind of kick things off to come back and in some ways kind of pick up, like not quite where their first stories left off because a lot has happened in between, but to at least kind of put a bow on what they started. Yeah. And I think she does it really, really well.
She really does. The Light. Really does. Excellent book. Don't that can't be like the first High Republic book that you read, but
Yeah, no, but definitely let it be a High Republic that you read.
Yes, if you
again, like if you've just been reading just the adult ones, like you're missing out on the stuff that's happening below that. Like you gotta get to those YAs, get to some of those middle grades, do that.
Speaking of adult books.
Yes, we're now moving to the category of Best Adult Book.
And a lot came out this year.
It did.
A lot of really good stuff.
A lot of heavy hitters came out in this category in particular.
This was really hard. Mm-hmm. It was really hard to pick among these. But believe it or not, my pick did actually come out this year. It's Mask of Fear. First Star Wars book to come out all the way back in February. This is my adult pick. For reasons I'm not going to specify, I was looking through this book again recently and really made me want to read the whole thing again. It's so good. Made me realize that I'm really into the political thriller stuff, in Star Wars and just in general, I guess. And just so much about it is just... There's so much good stuff. And it's right around the end of Revenge of the Sith time, which I love.
Yeah.
And so all the stuff that you get in it is just really good.
Yeah.
And we got Alexander Freed back.
Yes. Yeah. Mask of Fear, really, really good. It, like you talked about, it's this great... Seeing this moment of just the immediate turn of the Republic into the Empire, you're just literally a few weeks into post Order 66 and all of that, and seeing just the ways that everybody's kind of reacting to this change and trying to adjust and make the best of it, I think is really good. A+ separatist content, incredible separatist content.
Good. Yeah.
If you're one of the 3 other dorks like me who've been what happened to the separatists after the end of the Clone Wars? Read this book because there's some really just interesting political stuff in terms of separatist reintegration. Again, the other 3 of you who are out there who care about separatist reintegration.
But see, even I was so into that. I was this is so interesting to me.
Yeah, there's some great just little politics there in terms of the sort of fallout of the end of the Clone Wars. I love Bail Organa doing his little Robert Mueller Russiagate trying to find the truth of what happened at the end of the Clone Wars.
I love him in this book.
I think that's really good. I think getting to see early Mon and the way that
also
she
fantastic.
Is trying to make the best of a really difficult situation and still trying to work within the system.
Yeah. Ugh.
I think it's all really, really good. And of course, there's a lot of just Saw being Saw. Saw chaos.
Yes. He's back, baby.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. I mean, more pieces of media than one. But anyway.
Yeah. So it's a really good book. Mask of Fear, what was going to be my pick,
Yep, I knew it.
It was the one because it's really strong. It's for all the stuff that we just talked about. And then I read Master of Evil.
I knew this was gonna be yours.
And I was blown, listeners, I was blown away. But listen, do not get hung, it's another Darth Vader. Do not get hung up on that.
It's not what you're expecting.
This is not going to go the way you think, to quote Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. It's very easy to be turned off again because we've gotten a lot of canon Vader content. The quality is all over the board. Believe me, someone who's consumed a lot of it this year. It's all over the board. I understand the trouble. Do we need more Vaders? I 100%. I went into this. The big sell of this when this got announced was by Adam Christopher. And I was like, okay, I've got the faith. It's Adam Christopher, Shadow of the Sith. This guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to write about this stuff. Shocked me. Blew me away when I read this book. Yeah. It doesn't, again, I'm not going to do spoil because this book came out very soon. It doesn't start the way you think it's going to start. That first chapter began, I'm like, oh. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do this character? We're doing this?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay, it's a book about Darth Vader, but I didn't think we were going to do this. And your review of it, your spoiler for review, captures it so well. Thank because you. Again, it also captures the spirit of this book is not quite what you think it is about.
Yeah.
And they're just incredible. Darth Vader is obviously a sort of central pivotal character. He's sort of the star around which all the planets, all the characters kind of orbit.
Right.
But much like with Delilah Dawson's Phasma book, he's not necessarily your gateway character. You've got all these other people who are sort of reacting around him. Yeah. And it's incredible. You got Helen Goff, who's really sort of your main protagonist. Him and TC-99, incredible relationship. Just incredible. Again, if you're one of the three people, and droids are your thing, incredible, immaculate droid content in this book.
It's so good, and I said that. I think I said this in my review or somewhere else. I can't remember exactly. Platonic friendship in Star Wars. When we get it, it's always really good. And this book is a good example of that.
Yeah. And I think it also even does compelling Vader stuff.
Yeah, that too.
Which, again, is really hard to do at this point. It's really hard to come into 2025 and say something either different or interesting about Darth Vader.
Exactly.
Because so much of his story has been, we have a literal almost day-to-day accounting of this man's life.
Yeah.
And I think Adam Christopher manages to still do that, even though he's still kind of playing around with a lot of the same toys that a lot of the other Darth Vader storytellers have been doing. I think he still manages to do some interesting stuff.
Yeah. And if you have not read/listened to my interviews with Adam Christopher about this book, there's one in Insider, there's one on this feed. We get so much deeper into why he went the direction that he did, and why he did some of the things that he did, and why it matters, and why Vader, why now. And it's so interesting to hear from his perspective, why is this story so important? And obviously you read it and you get it, but it's a whole other thing to hear him not explain it, but elaborate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's just so many great perspectives. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a character who shows up, who's I'm not going to call him a legacy character, but a character that has already pre-existed in Star Wars, who shows up in the context of this story, and it takes the story in this direction of you just get this little sub-story on the side of I didn't know I wanted or needed this or was going to find this interesting, and all of a sudden you're oh wow, I'm weirdly invested in this character.
Yeah. Exactly.
This nothing character said again, who's shown up in other Star Wars media but has not been a prominent character. Yeah. But then you see her and all of a sudden he kind of takes he sort of plays second fiddle and you're this is some cool stuff. There's just again what's so compelling is the stuff that he's able to do around in addition to some of the Vader stuff, but he's able to do around Vader. Yeah. And the way that he's able to use Vader as this conduit for telling other people's stories. Right. And other people kind of interacting with and playing off Vader is really good.
Yeah.
I figured I would enjoy. I love Darth Vader's my favorite Star Wars character. I love Adam Christopher. But this just completely caught me off guard with how much I enjoyed it. I think this is Adam Christopher has really outdone himself. Shadow of the Sith is a really strong book. I think this one is like
just
blows through that. He set a high ceiling, just like crashed through the ceiling.
That's so good.
So yeah, master. Again, I was not expecting a fourth quarter entrant to come in and be like, this is the book of like it's not like it's the to be the best adult book.
Yeah,
but it really was.
Yeah, and this is why we do our book awards at the very end of the year, unlike so many outlets who start doing their best books of the year in like November, and you're like, wait, more books are still coming out. What are you doing?
Yes, you gotta. I was really committed to this. I have to read all the way through on this stuff, and then we can record.
Yeah,
because like, just with Master of Evil is the lesson. Like, you never know what's gonna be there, and all of a sudden, like, that's the book you gravitate towards.
Yeah, last book of the year, and it really came out on top for sure.
Yes. All right, so now we move on to Best Audiobook.
Yes, and I realized as I was coming up with this pick that there are a lot of audio books from this year, audio projects that I haven't listened to because I get a lot of the books in advance, and I don't always. Sometimes I read the physical copy first, and I don't always get around to listening to the audiobook. But that being said, I did choose the audiobook for Trials of the Jedi for this.
Good pick.
We listened to it. We talked about this, listened to it on a long drive that we had, and just all the way through, like, story, of course, good, but combined with like the audio production and everything that went into it, fantastic. Like, probably one of my favorite Star Wars audiobooks in a very long time.
It's a very good one.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And the book is good too.
Yeah, the book is good too. All right, that's. Do you want to say anything else on that?
No, it's just really good.
Yeah, it's a really strong audiobook. I agree. Especially the end, the way that he does the epilogue.
Oh, haunting.
That really hits.
Oh my God.
Well, not to be a broken clock here, but I'm giving it to Master of Evil.
I didn't listen to this one.
You really should. I think this is one of Mark Thompson's best Star Wars audiobooks.
Okay, I should listen to it then.
I think all of the individual performances are really good for all the specific characters, like all his like voices and things like that. And then I think also just the way that he's able to lend just added emotional weight to the story as it's already happening with his vocal performance. I think like everything is on point. Like his Vader, the Palpatine, Helen, TC, all of them are really good. It's a really, really strong audiobook. And I think it can be sometimes hard with Star Wars audiobooks, and in particular, with the Mark Thompson subgenre, of which there are many. Of like, there can just be the challenge of, again, especially if it's your primary mode of consuming these books, which it is for me, of just you get used to certain voices and you get used to the music. They love the Zamwizel chase music. They love shredding that guitar, like, and I don't even, that might not even be in Master of Evil, but like it can get very easy that they all just kind of like blend in your head as like one thing, or you just get a little like tired out and like worn out of like listening to the same kind of similar style. But I think like he's able to still like lend some freshness and still felt kind of unique and original and like really compelling in his performances. Oh, okay. Again, none of what I said is like a knock on Mark Thompson. It's just like it, literally as one human being, there's only so much you can do.
All right, I got to listen to that one.
Yeah, definitely do not skip out on the Master of Evil, either on the book, ebook, audiobook. I don't care. Is someone sitting to you at a fireplace and reading it to you? I don't care. Read Master of Evil.
Oh, yeah, agreed.
All right, so now we get into Best Book Cover. Again, a lot of good picks this year.
Yeah, really, really good. However, out of all of the really, really good ones, I did go with Sanctuary, a Bad Batch novel.
Oh, that's a good
I love the orange. I just love the design of the cover, how they're all there, but like I love the stylization of it.
It is a nice one.
It's just like when I was looking at bookshelves and I'm like, what cover from this year really stands out to me? What do I want to like pull out and look at? And it's that one for me. We will include the artist in all of our coverage.
Yes.
We promise, because you did a great job.
That's a good pick. I do like Sanctuary. That is a good one. So my pick is a little bit of a cheat pick because this cover was released this year, but not this book.
What?
And so, yes, that's right, kids. My pick is the Revenge of the Sith 20th Anniversary Edition.
Okay. That counts.
That does count.
That counts. It's really good.
It released in 2025.
I didn't think about that one.
Even though the book itself did not come out until 2005.
No, that counts. It's a book cover.
I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the Vader silhouette. I love them kind of fighting the distance. I love that it has this very like concept art feel. I don't know if it is actually literally concept art from Revenge of the Sith or it's just stylistically it kind of evokes sort of like that Doug Chang-ish kind of concept art design, the kind of style to it. I think it is just really pretty. There's also really pretty inside art when you open it.
Yeah. It's really good.
So yeah, I remember when that got announced, that came out, like that's just like a wow moment. Like you see that even we were in, I don't know if it was last weekend or weekend before, we were in Barnes and Noble or something.
Oh yeah.
And it was there and was like kind of, like it was out, like displayed out. I can't now describe it.
Facing out.
Facing out. Oh my God, that's the phrase. I was like facing out on the shelf. And like you walk, and it was literally like walking by the Star Wars section to go somewhere else. And I still look, and I like double take. I pause, like, oh wow, like
it really pops out at you.
Yeah,
with the red and the it's a really, really, really good cover.
It's a really good one. So I had to go with that one.
And we will find the artist.
Yes, we will find the artist. Shout out to the artists.
Yeah. Also, like, I personally kind of, maybe a little bit forgot about these, and so we're not going to like actually talk about them. But like, shout out to the Essential Legends collection covers from this year. They're so bright and interesting, and I love them. They're all just like very, very good. So great job to everyone who worked on those too.
Yeah, we do have to think of those. Yeah, also I like those again. Like Revenge of the Sith was gonna be my pick, but when it comes to best book cover, I do have to also think about the Essential.
Yeah, I forgot until this morning, and I was like,
oh yeah, those are up for grabs.
Got to at least shout them out. You know,
you got to at least shout them out. Good. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Like for 2026, I mean, again, depending on which books come out and stuff.
Yeah.
So now we finally get into, at long last, the comics categories, the comics and manga categories.
So much came out this year.
Yeah, so much came out.
Manga and comics. A lot of manga came out this year.
A lot of manga came out this year, too. And a lot of comics of varying quality. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
But now we get to do some actual true blue comic celebration. Starting with the best comic/manga series.
Mine, again, kind of coming in like toward closer to the end of the year here. It's Tales from the Nightlands for me.
Ooh.
Cavan Scott.
Oh, yeah.
It's
the last one released, right? I haven't read that.
That's when I sent to you the other day. It's short. It's a miniseries, 3 issues. But, I read the first one and I was like, oh, this is cool, but I don't really know where this is going. But the way they all connect together, and it is like a connected story, even though each one is like a different era, different characters.
Yeah.
And it is, I'm not going to, obviously talk about the ending, but it all wraps up so beautifully. And it's one, because like, I'm not like, comics are not what I'm like immediately drawn to when I'm like seeking out stories.
Yeah.
Right. Like I really enjoy them, but like novels are more my my preference.
Same.
And so I wouldn't say that I always look forward to new comics the same way I look forward to a new book. It's just not quite the same for me. But this series was the comic series that I like. Once it started, I could not wait for the next one. And they're like, this was like over like 3 months, I think, or something. Like they only came out like once a month.
Yeah.
And so like that anticipation for me, like I don't always have that with comics, and that's one of a few reasons that I picked this one as my best for the year, because it's really, really good.
That is a good one. I gotta read those. I really should have read those last 2 ones going into the Book Awards episode so I can authentically say I'm all caught up. But that's okay.
That's okay.
So my pick for best comic/manga series is I gotta go with Legacy of Vader.
It's really good.
It's really good. Again, don't get hung up on the title.
Yeah.
The weird SEO of it all that they have to call it Legacy of Vader, even though it's about Kylo Ren.
I mean, like, you read it, though, and it does make sense why it's called that.
Yeah, it 100% makes sense why it's called that.
Yeah, I know we poke fun at it, but also it's not, like, for nothing.
Yes, yeah. It's related to the story that it's telling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've really loved Legacy of Vader. This is the one that like when it drops, I'm like, I'm not a big comics person. It's just I don't know if it's the medium or the stories that get told or whatever. Maybe it's a combination of things. But like Legacy of the Vader is the one where it's like, oh, there's a new Legacy of Vader. I gotta go read that.
Yeah, and also for me, it's like sometimes I don't always read them right away.
Yeah.
But unless it's like Legacy of Vader for you, or like I'm jumping on that like it's the morning it comes out, you know?
Yeah. So, sometimes I'm willing to just like binge and let a couple things go.
Yeah.
Like, but this one's like, okay, new Legacy of Vader week. I gotta read Legacy of Vader.
And I don't know how many issues it's ultimately going to be, but like there's more. It's not done yet, and it's really good.
It's really good. I've wanted for a minute to get some Kylo Ren in between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker storytelling. So when this got announced and we found out it was going to be that, I was immediately kind of hooked to that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just been really good storytelling as far as just getting to see some of the fallout of some of the things that happened in The Last Jedi and how he's dealing with that. Him as Supreme Leader, him kind of exploring this connection that he's had to Darth Vader and his sort of like complex relationship to Vader and to his kind of familial past have all been really, really good. And so... It's been great to get Charles Soule back into the comics because he did a really good job with Dark Lord of the Sith. So yeah,
and can we just really quick shout out like all of the really good sequel trilogy stuff that we're getting, like or that we got this year.
I really love that 2025 has been the sort of sequel renaissance here a little bit. That we, because there was a drought for a long time. You know, we got like, you got Shadow of the Sith and things like that, but then this year it really felt like they cranked it up a notch. Like we got Legacy of Vader, we got The Last Order, you get Jaws of Jakku. We're gonna get some more next year when we get Eyes Like Stars. So it's been Hunt for the Falcon, we're getting all this content. So it's really great to see that they are coming back to this era more and telling more of these stories and with these characters.
Yeah, it's really good.
So yes, Legacy of Vader, do go check it out.
All right, should we pause for a moment before we get to our next category and maybe check out one of our
patron picks,
one of our best Star Wars moments?
I like that. All right, so what have we got here? Okay, I haven't read any of these.
Okay,
you're just handing me my phone.
Take a look at that for a second. I'll kind of like, because I haven't like actually like talked more about what this is. So this year we opened up to our patrons the opportunity to vote in a way on a Star Wars category just for them, because like we haven't yet figured out how to like incorporate Patreon in a bigger way into these, but I wanted to try something this year just to see it, like how it worked. So we came up with a category just for the patrons, and it's choosing the best Star Wars moment of 2025. And instead of just kind of limiting it to books, we opened it up to kind of just all of Star Wars. To kind of like make it a little bit more widespread and kind of like give the opportunity to kind of shout out some more Star Wars things, because it's been a really good year for Star Wars overall. We haven't really talked about like, you know, we're just talking about the books, but like if you think about like all the stuff we got Skeleton Crew this year still.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew is this year. People that wrapped up.
All right, so we got 3, I think I saw.
Yes.
Okay, let's do one.
All right, yeah. So from Justin. So he said his favorite moment of this year was the last issue of High Republic Adventures Echoes of Fear.
Oh, yes.
Okay, which is also this year.
Oh, that was this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
my God.
Like High Republic ending really kind of bifurcated the year for me.
It really did.
It kind of feels like 2 years.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
When High Republic was going and then after High Republic was going. Like, Echoes of Fear. Where Reith, Comek, and Amadeo have successfully retrieved the Rod of Ages, and Reith is holding it up high.
Oh.
Yeah, Echoes of Fear is really good.
That's a really good moment. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for reminding us about that.
Yeah, that is a good moment. That is a good little series.
Yeah.
I love the Reith Amadeo dynamic that you get.
It's
like they're really good in Tears of the Nameless.
It's so good.
And then I'll get a little bit more in the comics too. So yeah, Echoes of Fear, good, and that is a good moment.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you for reminding me that Echoes of Fear was this year.
Jeez. Yeah. My God.
All right, getting back into our categories here. We're now going to do best comic/manga issue. A little bit harder, because now you got to just get one.
It was quite hard, however. I did pick Tales from the Nightlands 3.
Okay.
The last one that just came out. I just read it the other day as we were recording this, and I can't say too much about it. Well, one, I don't want to spoil it. Two, you haven't read it. This issue, there's a theme here with my picks. It seems closing out this like little mini series. It ends on such a hopeful note.
Oh man.
And it literally and figuratively, and it made me so emotional. And this doesn't always happen with me in Star Wars, because sometimes like you read Star Wars to escape and not think about the world. But I couldn't help as I was reading this issue to think about the parallels to the real world, and you'll understand when you read it. And you kind of like current events, not like specifically, but just like vibes.
Yeah.
And that really hit me in a different way. And it really has stuck with me since I finished reading it on Friday. And yeah, that had to be it for me. Like that, it's not just like, I know I did read it very recently, but like other things have stuck with me too that I've read, further back in the year. But like this hit me in a way that like I couldn't pick anything other than this.
That's
definitely.
I will just say it's a good pick, even though I have not read it. So
read the series. It's Dark Horse. It's 3 issues. It's Cavan Scott. It's worth your time. Yeah.
All right. So my pick for issues, we're going to the manga, and I'm going with Volume 1 of Path of the Lightsaber.
Ooh. Do
not sleep, listeners, on Path of the Lightsaber.
I haven't read it yet.
It's really, really good. I blew through it. It's set in the sequel trilogy, again, part of this great little sequel renaissance that we're having.
Yeah.
And it follows this crew of scavengers, essentially, who come across a High Republic ship. And there's an old Jedi lightsaber, and one of the scavengers sort of has like dreams about being a Jedi and all of this, because it's happening. I think it happens right after Last Jedi, because they reference the Battle of Crate and things like that. And she like takes up the lightsaber, and then sort of like that kind of kicks off this adventure. And there's like a great villain, a sort of like a wannabe Knight of Ren who's there. It's really, really good. It's really funny. Like, it's really funny, and the storytelling is really good. Like, it's really fast-paced. I really enjoyed this one. I mean, I was going to read anyway because of just the sort of, like, completionist of it all, and, like, the manga came out. And, I was interested because of, like, the sell of it's in the sequel trilogy and all that. But definitely do not sleep on Path of the Lightsaber.
Yeah. This is next on my reading list, and I cannot wait.
Yeah. I figured that it was going to be one of the Legacy of Vader issues, and then I read this volume, and I was like, this is my pick is now this.
Love it.
And we're going to get a volume 2 in 26. And I don't know if it's just 2 volumes. I have no idea, actually.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah. So then our final category in this little comics manga is best comic / manga cover. Shout out to the cover artists.
This one was hard for me. I had to go back on my...
Again, there's a lot of issues.
I had to go back in my Kindle app and just like scroll through all the comics. Like, what is my favorite? This is going to sound really random, but like this is the only way I could do it, because I was scrolling through and I was like, what stands out to me the most? And I might have to pull it up, because like it's issue 5 of Dr. Aphra Chaos Agent, so the last one.
Let me see. I'm going to look this up.
It's just
keep talking. There's
something about it that's like, I'm not always a huge fan of like giant faces on covers, even though that's like a very common thing. But it's really good. It's really good.
Is it the one where she's kind of behind bars?
Yeah.
Like this one?
No, not that one.
No. Oh, okay. Is it this one?
Yes, that one.
Okay,
That's the one. That's the one. It's really good. It's really good story-wise. I like the design of it. And it's just like, I was looking for like what really stands out to me as I'm scrolling through. Like, what is like something like, not that I would actually frame this in my wall, but what could I?
Yeah.
And it was this. And I will, obviously will post that so you can actually see it.
Yes, yeah. We'll do some social media stuff so you can actually see these covers.
Yeah.
My pick for best comic / manga cover is the Revenge of the Sith variant of Star Wars issue 4.
Which one is that one?
I will pull up that one for you.
Is that Droids or Grievous or something?
It is General Grievous, yes. I'm going to pull it up for you.
I knew it was going to be something with droids or something.
Yes.
I knew it.
Let's
I kinda didn't
see.
think about variant covers, but
Yeah, you always got to be
That's
thinking
okay.
about those variant covers.
shout out to the artists.
Let's see. Come on. Where are you? Oh, God, we should have had all this ready. Let's see.
You know, I think I know which one you're talking about. And I agree that it's very good. Like, you know, I make fun of you for like, oh, it's
Yes,
good, it's
here we
droids,
go.
but like,
this beauty right here.
that's a really good. Yeah, that's the one I thought you were thinking of. It's a really good cover.
it's Grievous on Utapau when he's
Yeah.
about to fight Obi-Wan.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah,
really
so I had to get my baby boy on there. Got a cover with him. He's not in any comic that I'm aware of from this year. No, there's been a lot of comics, but there's
He's
no
getting
comics.
that graphic novel though.
Sometime next year,
Maybe.
maybe. They're really going for that annual, like really make you wait for it.
They're really struggling with those. I don't know. The Qui-Gon one was good though.
It was,
That one was
yes.
worth the wait. But anyway.
All right, now we're getting into our of the year. Do we want to stop to do a patron pick?
Yes, that's a great idea. We can either do one or we can do the last two. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do the last two.
Yeah. Where'd they go? Hold on. I gotta find my app because I just rearranged everything on my phone. There we go. There they are.
All
Shout
right.
out to everyone who submitted stuff, by the way.
Yes.
We are reading all of them. I'm not like leaving anyone out, but like,
All right. So, our last two. So our first here is from Nicholas. So he said, as far as books, Claudia Gray. Okay, so we're going back to Into the Light here. Had a line she wrote towards the end of Into the Light that helped change my perspective on some things in my life. Amadeo is talking about how the celebration at the end felt out of place because of state of things in the rest of the galaxy, but then says he realized that he needed to, quote, give everything its due.
oh, that made me a little emotional. Oh my God. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really
He also
good
has some TV movie picks. So he shouted out Rebuild the Galaxy for bringing
Ooh.
Ashley Eckstein back to voice Ahsoka.
Yes.
So that was really good to get her as Brickhead's Ahsoka.
Yeah, it was.
So I like that. I like that. I like that sort of like deeper cut for the Into the Light, like not just the book, but that particular
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. And the fact that it stuck with you.
Yes,
So much that
exactly.
you remembered.
Yeah, like these books again. Always like I've probably cited it on this show or one of our associated shows, but like the thing about engaging with Star Wars is I always go back to the Yoda line in Empire Strikes Back when Luke is going to the cave. Like, what will I see? Only what you take with you.
Yeah.
Right. Like what we get out of this media, whether it's a book, whether it's a TV show, whether it's a movie, is a function of what you put into it.
Yeah.
And sometimes like that's the relevant factor. Like what you get out of it is what you put into it. And so the fact that you can see a line like that, and for other readers it's just a line in the book, but then it hits you because of where you are in your life at the moment or what's going on or whatever. Like it has that resonance because you're putting something into it, and that's what you're getting out of it.
Oh, it's really good.
And then lastly, we got patron Branwyn, our newest patron.
Yes.
Technically, yes.
You're getting a sticker if you haven't already.
Yes. It's in the mail.
Yes.
The sticker's in the mail.
Hopefully it gets to you.
Hopefully it gets to you. I think I put enough stamps on there. I think we're going to be okay. All right, let's see. Book-wise, we got Mask of Fear.
Oh.
I love getting so much more insight of the very beginnings of the rebellion. Mon suffering horrors. That's also some great stuff where we get the little bit of like flashbacks of her getting arrested right after the Empire is declared.
This is why this book is so good.
Like that's really good. Shouting out the audiobook. Yeah, January Lavoie narrates that, and she always does a really great job. Let's see. TV, yeah, Andor Season 2, shouting that out. The final act of Episode 3, where we get the intercutting stories of Mon and Luthen at the wedding, Bix, Brasso, and others.
We gotta rewatch season 2.
We
at some
really
point.
do, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, we really do. And then the episode Make It Stop, so that's really good. That's where we get the Clea and Luthen, sort of the flashbacks and that. Yeah, we do really have to revisit because it really was just such a fire hose at the time.
Yeah, because you're getting 3 episodes at once. So, you know, take it slow. Like, watch 1 episode a day for a while.
Yeah.
Take it in. And for me, not having the pressure of having to review it.
Yes, that too. Yeah, so maybe sometime in 2026 we will sit back down with
Yeah.
Andor Season 2. Because I would like that. I would like to kind of go back to these stories and kind of see some things that maybe I missed or didn't pay attention to.
Yeah.
So that's what we got.
Oh, that's so
So yes,
good.
thank you to our patrons.
Yes,
for
you
those
are
picks.
amazing. You're amazing. I'm so glad that we figured out a way for you to participate, and you delivered.
Yes,
you
we love all those picks. Love getting the book picks, but then also love getting the TV stuff.
Yes. That's why we opened it up, because I'm like, I want to hear more about like what people loved from this year.
Yes. So now we get into the of the years.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Three.
I'm so excited. I can't like sit still. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. This are the heavy hitting ones. I mean, they're all important.
Yeah.
But this is where we get the big leagues right here, because we got to do the entire, like everything across all the storytelling we got. So we're going to start with character of the year.
This one was easy for me, actually.
Yeah.
I came up with it right away. Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma.
Because, yes, you have her in Mask of Fear, but technically also the Andor stuff. And I know we're doing books, but like for me, her stuff in Mask of Fear, I just said it. Why could I not remember? Is just so good. And like, I've always wanted more of her. I've always wanted more early stuff with her. I've always been upset about those deleted scenes in Revenge of the Sith. And like, I wish we had those. I mean, we have them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've always wanted more of her character, and I always wanted to know more. Like, we got like a teeny tiny little bit of her backstory in like the Rogue One novelization, and I'm like, excuse me, like, what do you mean you were married at this age? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And we finally got her, and like, it's so good. And that combined with like all the other stuff that we got from her, that's not books. It had to be her for me. I just love her.
Yeah.
So much.
If I were doing like a general character of the year for just like Star Wars, like all media, it would definitely be Mon Mothma for me too. Because she's been really great both on the page and on the screen.
Yeah.
And there's tremendous Mon content. In Mask of Fear. I really like Mask of Fear, Master of Evil, like screwing me, and I keep wanting to be like Mask of Evil. Which technically that is the Darth Vader helmet, but is the Mask of Evil. But I keep wanting to like portmanteau those titles. Character of the year for me is Marchion Ro.
Ooh, it's a really good one.
And I am giving that in large part to just the way that his story is wrapped up in Trials of the Jedi.
Man, like I've talked about Star Wars book epilogues before, but like this one is added to like the tops for me, for sure.
Yeah, I think, and I say this as someone who struggled with Marchion Ro through a lot of the High Republic. I struggled in terms of sort of connecting to him or finding him sort of compelling as a character, because he just sort of came off as really kind of whiny and annoying for a lot of the High Republic.
But he came around for you, and like that's the whole point.
He did come around.
And like they did the work, and they played the long game for that to be able to happen.
Yes, yeah. Especially, I know this is 2025, not 2024, but particularly shouting out Tessa Gratton in Temptation of the Force for the Marchion content she gave us there, but then also what Charles does in Trials in terms of, because I mean that was like the big thing going. I mean there was a lot of things going into that last book, but then thinking about how are we going to wrap up Marchion Ro's story, and his story just throughout that book, that we kind of see both the unfolding of sort of his end game, and then also just the way that his story is ended, of just giving him the most devastating ending for that character.
Yes.
And again, I'm not in Charles Soule's head. I don't know if he went into it with that view.
Yeah.
But I think, like there's so many other lesser endings that you could have given Marchion Ro.
Yeah.
You could have given him the Blaze of Glory death. You could have given him anything else like that.
And that's what I was kind of worried about. Is that his death wouldn't be as impactful as I hoped it would be. And he nailed it. Absolutely.
Yes, but you instead you get like, you get a death that sort of thematically pulls on this whole character's motivations and what he wants, and then it's like, it just literally just asks the question, like, what's the worst thing that could happen to this character? And it's not, well, I mean, like, dying, because like, we all die and stuff, but like, not getting the Blaze of Glory death.
Yes.
Right? Yes. But instead just fading into obscurity and irrelevance. And withering away. And not getting the sort of warrior's death on the battlefield or anything like that. Yep. And so, for his, for sticking that landing as far as Marchion Ro there and his character and wrapping up that story and really compelling, my character of the year is Marchion Ro.
That's a really, really good pick.
Now we get into author of the year.
This also was not difficult for me. Okay, we're going to try not to get emotional here. Justine Ireland.
Oh.
Had 2 books come out this year on the same day. I forgot about that until I was re-listening to something the other day, and I was like, oh, they both came out on the same day. This is her, like, technically she has one more thing coming up, but this is her pretty much like wrapping up her Star Wars work for the time being, not just High Republic, but all of it. You know, she's at the very least like stepping away from it for now. And getting to have a conversation with her. And like, it was one of those conversations where like, I told her, I was like, I'm only going to keep you for this long. And we talked almost up until the point where like we had to stop because she had another thing she had to go to. We could have talked for so much longer about Star Wars, about writing, about storytelling, about all these things. And like, I already knew this, and I also spoken with her before, but like hearing her talk about her work and how much it means to her, and like really getting into like why she does it.
Yeah.
It had to be her for me. Because she deserves all the praise and more for not just the work she did this year, but all throughout the High Republic, and even before that with all the other projects she's worked on. Like she's one of those authors who have done more things than you remember that she's done.
As I've discovered by putting together StarWarsBooks.info, Justina Ireland has written a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah. And all of it, like I'm so glad that we got her last two things in a year where I could, you know, give her a shout out with my author of the year pick, because she deserves it. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all I gotta say about that.
Really good pick. I like it. For me, author of the year, it's got to go to Charles Soule for the 1-2 punch of both Trials of the Jedi and Legacy of Vader.
Oh yeah, it had to be him for you.
Yeah, I think for both, like, he's one of those authors who, like, you know, he writes sort of sporadic. He's not a Kevin Scott. He's not a George Mann. The cranking stuff again.
He's working on a lot of other things that are not Star Wars.
Yeah, StarWarsBooks.info. Kevin Scott's got a long CV on there. There's like more from this author. Just, the page just lengthens when it's Kevin Scott. But like Charles Soule is one of those. Is like you call him in when you're like the heavy hitter. You know? It's like he comes in intermittently, but when he comes in, he has the steel bat. Like he's going to come in swinging. Yeah. And so I think he really does it this year on both of those ends. Like originally, when I did the pick, I had sort of Trials on my mind for like wrapping up the High Republic. Right. But I was like, oh yeah, Legacy of Vader too. Exactly. Like he wrote that too. So like he did two of like the two of these like really compelling pieces of Star Wars media that came out this year. Yeah. And so for that, I got to go with Charles Soule. Yeah.
Really, really great work. And got to talk to him this year too.
Yeah.
Again, one of those authors that I really hoped that I would get before, you know, he might not be doing books again for a while, and it happened. And I'm so grateful for that.
All right, here we go, kids. We get to the one, the only, the book of the year.
I don't think either of these are going to be surprising at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's Mask of Fear for me.
Oh, man. Nice. Mask of Fear.
I was trying not to like say too much about it before, because I'm like, well, will I have more to say later?
Yeah,
that's it for me. I've said so many of the things I needed to say. It's I want to listen to the audiobook. I want to re-experience this book because it you know, not only did we get Alexander Freed back, which like bring him back anytime. Start of what should be like a really good like trilogy of books.
Yes.
I like that they're spreading them out. So like you get like one a year. And I like that it's like different authors and like, you know, same kind of like story line continuing, but like, you know, different things are happening. It's just it for me. The first one, but for me, the best one.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, we've already talked up at the top of the show about just all the great things about Mask of Fear. All right, yeah. Book of the year here. Like, you think about book of the year and you're trying to think about like you're really thinking about like sort of like what's the defining book for you, right? Like what's it like in Star Wars book history? Like when people go back and they write it all down, you know, like what are they going to think of? Like look at 2025. And for me, this was really easy because I was like, 2025 is the year Trials of the Jedi came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, again, there's a lot of other great books.
Right.
And again, like as I saw, like I did not pick it as my best adult. Like I don't think it's the best book that, like if there was a category here that we had just best book, like no prefix anything like that, it would be Master of Evil. Yeah. I think Master of Evil is the best Star Wars book that came out this year. And so, sometimes best and book of the year. Like that last year when it did Rise and Fall, I thought it was both the book of the year and I thought it was the best Star Wars book that came out that year. But for me, like when I was thinking about book of the year, I was thinking about like people look back at 2025 in Star Wars books.
Yeah.
Again, they're going to talk about, there's a lot of good stuff. They're going to talk about Mask of Fear. They're going to talk about Master of Evil, hopefully. They're going to talk about all this stuff. But the thing that they're going to really talk about is that's when the High Republic ended with Trials of the Jedi.
Yeah. It's a very important book. It's a very well done book. Like, we've talked about this. I won't reiterate too much. But the task of being the book that wraps up this series was not an easy one. Yes. And they could not have done a better job with it.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it is so good.
Yeah. I think like Charles Soule really stuck the landing there. We've sort of talked about this. You can go listen to my episode on Clashing Sabers. Like there's some things about the resolution that still to this day don't work for me. Mm-hmm. And again, that's fine. But I think it's still like we had those are quibbles. Those are my quibbles. The book sticks the landing.
Yeah,
like the High Republic sticks the landing. Like no question about that.
Yeah.
Like that's the headline.
Yeah.
Like whatever things here and there that I might like be a little like about. Right. It sticks the landing. It brings this massive, really unique project that we've never really gotten in Star Wars books to this degree. It brings it to a close. It brings all these characters' journeys to a close in a really satisfying way, while still in very Star Wars fashion, leaving some doors open for other adventures, for other people to pick up the baton and tell this story and tell that story. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, we already talked about the epilogue, but again, probably my favorite ending to a Star Wars book right now. For a long time, it was Phasma. I think Trials of the Jedi has supplanted it.
Yeah, that epilogue.
That I got to the end of that epilogue. I raced through this book. This is one I didn't even wait for the audiobook. We got the arc. And I just sat and I read it in like 4 days. I don't know. It was really fast. I just got through it because I just had to see how this book was going to end.
You didn't even wait for the audiobook.
I didn't
which you
even
usually
wait
do. You took that digital copy and you were like,
I took that digital.
I think you finished it before me, didn't you?
I think I did, yes. Yeah. Yes, I did finish it before
impressive.
You. Yeah, because it was just like, I use this comparison, I think, going into this year. I think we did a Clashing Sabers episode about it. I was like, this really felt like for books like Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
Like for Star Wars books. It really felt like here's a story that we spent years with and all these characters and all these like storylines that we've been really invested in. Like here's the culmination. Like how is it going to end?
Yeah.
And it was like that kind of hype for me going into Trials of the Jedi. Of like how were they going to resolve the story and give us an ending that feels satisfying?
Yeah.
Were they going to do it? I had a lot of faith going into it just because like You've had this team and they've been working on it for such a long time, and they had the whiteboards and all of that.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a ton of trepidation about like, oh, is it just gonna just totally like fumble it at the very end? But you still had some words of feeling like is it still gonna be like is it gonna feel satisfying or like is it gonna feel rushed or things like that? And it doesn't.
No. It's really, really good. So well done.
So yeah, I really could not like personally give it to any other book than Trials of the Jedi. As much as I love Master of Evil, 6 stars out of 5. The 2025 book of the year is Trials of the Jedi.
Yeah. Amazing. And those are our best Star Wars books of 2025.
Yep, those are our book awards and comic awards.
I mean, like it's all books.
Yes.
Just different kinds of books.
Yep.
Excellent work to everyone who made these books happen, not just the authors and the artists, but the editors and everyone involved in the production and everyone involved in publicity and all the readers for reading, talking about the books, helping to get more people to read them. Just like making them known as being as important to Star Wars as the shows and the movies, which I think they are. So thank you to everyone for listening to our awards, but also, no matter how long you may have been around, whether this is your first episode or you've been here for a while, really appreciate you listening and being part of this. Like, just listening, and hopefully you'll share some of the social stuff too, give your favorite books and authors and creators the praise they deserve too, along with this. We'd love to know what your picks are. Because, these are just ours.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite book? What do you think is your book of the year? Things like that. It's been really, really great. And I'm so glad we got to do this. I was looking forward to it, and I can't believe it's over already.
Yeah, it's already over.
But 2026, we already know, is going to be a fantastic year for books again, as far as we know. And we don't even know everything yet.
We only know like 50%.
Yeah. And so we'll be back next year with these awards again for 2026, and we'll see what happens and what 2026 in Star Wars publishing looks like.
Yeah, and what 2026 in our personal reading journeys is going to look like, because we've got the reading resolutions.
Yeah, this is not our last episode of the year. We have one more coming at you next week is our reading resolutions episode for the year. So we'll kind of like quickly go over like what we did for this year, what we were able to do or not. And then, get into like what we're gonna try to do Star Wars reading wise for 2026. So that's coming up really soon, and I'm also looking forward to that.
Me too.
But for now, that's it. And hope you enjoyed. We'll be back soon.
Stay cool, people.
Now This Is Lit is part of the Faraway Fandom Network. It is produced by Davor and written, hosted, and edited by me. Jose Jimenez designed our podcast art. You can keep up with the show on Substack at Now This Is Lit, and find the show wherever you get your podcasts. There are so many ways you can support the show, and all of those ways are linked in the show description. The newest way is to become a member of our Patreon. For $1 a month, you can get access to an exclusive show and a sticker. And if we get 500 people to support the Patreon per month, I can hire an editor. That would be great for me, and maybe for you too. So if you'd like to support the show with just $1 a month, you can do it that way. Or you can just keep listening and sharing the episodes. That is also helpful, and I appreciate it. For more book reviews and Star Wars Book Celebration, follow Star Wars Book Reviews on Instagram and TikTok.